Yeah, we just got it. I don't really know what they sell.
Is this the...
Yeah, I'll just read it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Am I saying anything? Or...
What about our first sponsor ever?
The first actual sponsor.
Yeah, normally we make up. Yeah, it's a fly.
Oh my god, that's a bug. Go, yeah, sorry.
Normally we make up sponsors, but we were just randomly approached by. No, they seem pretty nice. Like I don't really get what. I'm not really sure what their deal is, but you know they're paying us money, so
Yes.
real non-Zimbabwe money. This podcast is brought to you by Hutchinson Co. Hutchins & Co. is Australia's #1 supplier of fine leather belts and door hardware. Started by two broke college students, Hutchinson & Co. believes that style and comfort shouldn't break the bank. We're excited to offer you 10% off any and all door or closet hardware if you enter the promo code SMART, SMRT, at checkout. All Hutchinson & Co. knobs can support weights up to 120 kilograms and come equipped with a safety quick-release system giving you peace of mind. No more do you have to worry about being found... Let's just skip a few lines there. Also available are a range of luxury fine leather belts. Each comes with your choice of buckle and hypoallergenic synthetic fur inner lining that will make your experience the most comfortable you've ever had. What do you think that means?
Oh, just a comfortable belt.
But your experience?
Yeah, you experience a belt. You know.
Our leather belts are military grade and will never tear apart. Go to hutchinsonco.net.au today and take advantage of our limited time offer to Smarten Yourself podcast listeners. Enter code SMART, SMRT at checkout to receive 10% off all closet and door hardware and turn your experience into a new sensation. Hutchinson Co. Don't change. We got what you need.
Good.
Do you have any idea what they're selling?
Belt.
And door hardware?
Yeah, it's belts. You make belts off the offcuts of the doors.
You make doors out of leather?
It's like how Coke, the cocaine they use to make Coke, like Coca-Cola, they then give to like doctors or something. No, but like hospitals to make...
Urban communities, yeah.
That's silly, Michael. The government didn't give crack to black people in the 80s to try and kill them off.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's the deal with door hardware and belts? I see no connection there.
What,
like non-tearing belts.
You've never gotten your belt stuck on a door?
Well, I've never done the old Caradine clothes hanger.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this is my bit now. Michael usually does the start bit. Okay, so you remember that video you showed me, I think it was this week or last week, where they were like, this is how you make a burger shop, right? And basically they were like, all right, pick a 90s hip-hop icon. And it got me thinking, that it's incredibly oversaturated with 90s hip-hop references, right?
Mm.
So I was thinking, let's make a hard rock / heavy metal / classic rock themed burger shop.
Mary's.
Well, we're doing one as well. Okay, so I've got a few names that could be used for. Oh my god, fly! Oh, no, he's gone. Okay, so it's going to be a chain, not just like a burger truck that does like 3 burgers. All right, we're gonna have a look. Oh my god, the fly's back. Oh my god.
Drown it in your beer.
Yeah, I do not want to drown it in my beer. Sorry, okay. Don't look at the fly. Don't look at the fly. Don't look at the fly. All right. So I've come up with a couple of names for... Stop looking at the fly! Come up with a couple of names for... Oh, I can see it. I've come up with a couple of names for burgers that we're going to have. I'm going to get you to design... Tell me what's in them.
All right.
First one is Buns and Roses.
All right, that'd be like a dessert burger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's got white powder on the top. That's an important part. You have like a rose syrup based sauce. What else? Axl Rose is fat.
Brioche bun.
Well, yeah, obviously you can't.
Are you just going to say brioche bun for all of these burgers? Then I'm going to.
I mean, depending on what.
One of them you can't unless you want. Yeah. Keep going. You'll get
okay, but I'm just trying to think. What's the protein on this dessert burger? Like, what's imitation meat?
Just like a chocolate patty.
Yeah, I guess like a chocolate fudge patty. Some cream cheese to symbolise Axl Rose's thighs. What else? What we'll go with? What's that stuff that they cover Turkish delight in? Not the chocolate Turkish delight that we have here in Australia. Is it just icing sugar?
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
Okay. Well, the next one's Metallica.
Oh, that's like a triple deck beef patty. Or no, that'd be like a beef patty, and then there's like a pork patty, and then like a chicken patty.
Don't use pork. Just actually no, don't. We'll come back to that.
Does it need to be halal?
No.
Halal is it meat you're looking for?
Okay, that'll be one of the burger. That's the halal burger.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh no! Wait, and it also needs to have Metallica needs to have. There's got to be a gimmick to it.
I don't know. It's like the. Okay. Well, no, it doesn't need to. Every burger shop has like their like double patty, whatever.
I mean, obviously, it needs to have like some kind of melted cheese involved as well.
Yep.
That represents Lars Ulrich.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Pork Floyd.
Well, okay. So you actually have to like sculpt this. No, okay. It's served in a giant, like, on top of a giant inflatable pig.
Like that's good because they have that song "Pigs" or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it was the whole. It was a
whole brick in the wall thing.
Yeah, basically every show after like 1970 something, 1977, they had a giant inflatable pig that would fly across the crowd, but like every now and then it'd get destroyed in a mosh pit, and they'd have to buy a new one. And then they'd just write swear words and shit on the side of the pig. I saw the bassist live like a couple of months ago, and he had like "fuck Trump" on the side of the pig.
Okay, so...
Well, I didn't say what's on it. Okay, so you got to have like a pork patty and then bacon and then like...
I thought you were going to go with pulled pork because that's the hipster.
Oh, yeah, pulled pork, bacon.
Pulled pork with bacon. Bacon salt.
Bacon salt, yeah.
Bacon.
Cheese to symbolise their 80s, like, Pink Floyd stuff. And we really haven't put any vegetables on any of these.
What do pigs eat? Truffles. Truffle sauce.
Truffles and truffle sauce.
That's mad hipster.
And what's another vegetable? Oh, their original lead singer. He's a vegetable.
Okay. All right. We're going with. Let's go with Iron Vegan.
Iron Vegan. Like Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the closest I could get.
A
lot of these are tenuous at best.
So that'd be like a. It'd have to be one of those fancy like cucumber patties.
Yep. And the bread would be whatever vegan equivalent of brioche.
The bottom bun would be whatever the vegan equivalent. The top is a portobello mushroom. And then you use like edible paint. Is that a thing? Or dye or whatever.
Dye, yeah.
You just draw a giant British flag on the top.
Good.
And then you put some other stuff on that like vegans like I don't know, grass or sprouts.
I'm trying to think of a song. Can't think of one. All right. So we're gonna move out of. So those are the burgers done, right? You only need 4 burgers or 3 and a vegan one. So we're gonna go with red hot chili fries.
Well, that's obvious. So it's just fries with chili on it, but they also come with a little sock on the end.
This is much better than what I thought of the car. There. Okay. Credence Clearwater Deep Fryval.
What is it? What is that? Nugs?
That can be whatever you want. Yeah, let's go with nuggets.
It'd
I don't know much about Clayton's Cruel or Revival, just as a thing.
Well, I'm just trying to...
You can skip that one if you want. I thought it was just a good name.
Oh, like that'd just be like a sort of a southern fried nugget.
Mm.
I mean, they're not actually from the south, I don't think, but they've just got that sound. Oh, Green River.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a green river of green ketchup in the middle.
Green ketchup.
There we go. There's the connection.
Okay. We're gonna start going into a bit of these are the salads. So we've got Soundgarden salad.
R.I.P. Chris Cornell.
Just a garden salad.
So there's got to be black rice in it. It's Black Hole Sun.
Black Hole Sun,
You got to eat it. You can only eat it with a spoon.
Spoon, man.
It's got to be like tomato in it because you need some red to go with the black. What else goes in salad?
I don't know. It's a garden salad.
Kale.
Yeah, put kale in there. They seem.
Yeah, kale because they were sort of like hippies.
Yeah.
A little bit.
All right. So okay, no, I'm going to skip that. Faith knows slaw.
Well, that'd be your standard coleslaw, but it'd be...
Hold on, the bug's dying. Continue.
So it'd be your standard coleslaw, but it would be technically perfect, right?
Yeah.
Like technical perfection. And what would you say the lead ingredient of coleslaw is? Like who steals the show with coleslaw?
Which one's coleslaw? Is that the carrots or is that
it's like carrots and cabbage and mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
Okay, so the mayonnaise is also like... It's the best mayonnaise in the world, but nobody actually knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much like Mike Patton.
Okay, and this one, just because the Smashing Pumpkin.
So, all right, that's like a pumpkin, but you cook another pumpkin inside it, like a turducken. And then...
this is a burger shop. Just this.
Yeah. And then you smash... This is one of those things where it's a little bit alternative, but it's also a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to eat both of the pumpkins, and then if you eat both of the pumpkins, your meal's free.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then the pumpkin that's cooked inside the outer pumpkin, the inner pumpkin, you smash that up into like a mashy pulp kind of thing.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, and you mix some spices in there, and then I guess you do like a jack-o'-lantern on the side with like, and just carve
like Billy Corgan's
face into it. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting into the drink menu. There's only one that I can think of. Motley Brew.
Well, that'd be the in-house pale ale. It'd be the most bitter pale ale in the world. What's because they got like I know they have like India Pale Ale, and then there's one called XPA, but I don't know what that's the X stands for.
Extreme Pale Ale. It's made on like a mountain while they're snowboarding or something. Xanadu Pale Ale.
Really?
No. What?
I didn't know if you were looking at your phone or not.
Okay.
What exactly is an XPA? Extra Pale Ale.
Well, it's just...
It is a variation of American Pale Ale. Bright and refreshing with a substantial hop presence. There's always a substantial hop presence in bloody Pale Ale. That's not a difference.
That's how it works, yeah.
That's the point. You're not supposed to taste the beer.
And I was going to come up with a specials menu, but I couldn't really, and I sort of started phoning this in. We have a lamb burger, and it's Lamb of God.
Yeah, that's really phoning it in. You didn't do any Zeppelin ones though.
Like what?
Well, maybe you couldn't.
I was going to go with bread Zeppelin, but I was all like, oh, we already got buns and roses.
Oh, that could be the garlic bread.
Yeah, we go bread Zeppelin, garlic bread.
Yeah, and each one sort of goes a little bit to the left. If you catch my drift.
And I'm just rolling through artists on the top of my head. No, that's it.
Sage Against the Machine.
Oh, it's just like a burger thing. Oh, we didn't have a chicken burger.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, Rage Against the Fry Machine, the deep fry machine. It's a grilled chicken burger.
No, never mind that. Buckethead. It's chicken related. He identifies as a chicken. He wears a KFC bucket.
But I mean, that's like...
Oh, that'd be more appropriate for the nugs.
But we already have Creedence Clearwater Deep Frival.
Yeah, okay.
I'm really proud of that one.
That's your best one, I think.
I'm trying
The Chicken Hendrix...
We didn't have a peanut butter shake, though. Be something Elvis related. He loved peanut butter.
Yeah, but it would also have to be like a peanut butter shake, but with like a banana smoothie. And
Called the Hound Dog. There you go.
And then you garnish it with some bacon.
And you put it in like a hollowed out club sandwich roll. Have you seen what he ate?
Oh, yeah. There's a reason
like every day.
There's a reason people sort of divide Elvis into handsome Elvis and fat Elvis. Or Vegas Elvis.
Yeah.
Because that was also when he didn't tour. He just played a show every night at a casino in Vegas. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Britney Spears does that now.
That's probably a safer move for her.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't start eating those peanut butter, banana, bacon, whatever the hell else was on the Elvis sandwich.
Yeah.
Actually, you should make the Elvis sandwich should be a burger.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was the peanut butter shake. It's called the Hound Dog.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It is.
You garnish it with some bacon.
Yeah.
And there's like banana in it as well. But not like a banana, but like
banana
mixed
flavoring.
in. Yeah. Or it's like an organic smoothie, but with peanut butter in it.
All right. Theme tune.
Learning. Smart. Self-help. Podcast.
And big in your mind.
I'm sure I did.
Beautiful as usual.
Today's topic is outer space.
What are you talking about? You got heaps of space. Oh, we're talking about when it says like, your phone is running out of space. Please delete stuff. Because Katie's does that constantly.
I'm talking about the cosmos.
Ah, yes.
The
Greek word for everything that is.
Infinite ether, even though ether means air, I think.
Ah.
The stuff that Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about.
Black science man.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, sometimes people think the universe not be like it is, but it do.
I think you got it wrong, but
I did get that wrong.
I think it don't be like it does. No.
People don't think it be like it is, but they do.
All right.
Actually, hold on that. The other day I was talking to Jim and I was like, you know that science guy? And he's like, Bill Nye. And then he like said another scientist. I'm like, I only know him as Black Science Man. And he's like, oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's him. And he's like, well done.
Do you reckon he's ever like run into some racist who's been like, oh, you related to Mike?
Yeah. That was my phone.
But I mean, actually, the real racist would be someone who's like, his last name isn't even Tyson, but he says, are you related to Mike Tyson?
Yeah, it's like that guy that confused Samuel L. Jackson for Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, my dad does that all the time. And, now he does it as a joke, I think. But he used to get them confused all the time. He's like, oh, no, he was in The Matrix. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
That was Lawrence Fishburne.
Have you ever seen, I think it was called Deep Blue Sea? I might be thinking the wrong movie.
Is that where he gets taken?
He gets taken by a shark halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, he wanted out of that movie or something, and they.
It was so good.
Yeah.
That scene is like that's the best moment, one of the best moments in cinema, other than in Con Air.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? Or there's also that great scene where he's like, "I'm going to show you God does exist."
Yeah.
And then he saves the day, but it takes him like an hour to save the day, like an hour of screen time. So that's like 6 hours real in movie time.
Yeah, that's sort of like a line you say at like the end, you know.
Yeah, it was just like
No, it's. But yeah, outer space.
yeah. So let's talk about the big one everyone's talking about right now, Mars.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you rate Mars?
The Martian was a really good movie.
That was a really good movie.
Red is in my top 7 favorite colors.
Well,
there's
what about your primary colors? Your top 3 primary colors.
my top 3 primary colors?
Now, be careful because you might say the wrong ones.
I don't know. What is it? Red, blue, yellow?
You Philistine.
What is it?
It's red, green, and blue. If you're talking about light.
Oh.
But if you're talking about paint, it's red,
Paint.
blue, and yellow.
Yeah, it is. Ooh. That's right. I'm a painter.
I got into an argument with someone about that. And they were just like, they wouldn't accept that there was different types of colour. And I said, of course there's different types of colour. There was a whole civil rights movement about it back in the 60s.
I was like, I'm going to wait till you take it there.
There was a whole civil war, you know. Well, actually, that was...
That was a
sort
bit
of about
before the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, that was way before the 60s. And there's also those colour scientists I was talking about last week. Not Neil deGrasse Tyson, but they study colour.
I mean, yeah, isn't that... Not going to make that joke. It was a good meme. Actually, no, we'll probably post it. It was funny. It was, but yeah, no, look, space. What's your take on Mars? Do you think we could live there?
Well, I think it's a bit like... How I'd do it is this, right? You just send 2 people there. And then you send like a giant freezer filled with like embryos. Or, actually no, better. You send 2 freezers. One of them's filled with eggs from like a cross-cultural representation of the Earth.
Yeah.
Like from like every diverse genetic whatever. And then the other one's filled with sperms from same sort of deal. And then whenever they need a new baby in the Mars colony, they make it from that.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to end up with like...
Super inbred.
Otherwise you'd have to send 150 people or something.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you could just... Not even that. You could just... Actually, that would not work because
That was gross. I just burped in the microphone. I shouldn't have
that
done
would make like 300 babies if you like... How many embryos? How'd you say 300? I don't remember.
Yeah, but like...
Like, if you just like put the boxes together, like 300 children.
Well, I mean, that could work because that's sort of like the whole principle.
No, but you have 2 people to look out. You can't.
Oh yeah, you need to, because it's not even like you're a dog and you got 8. Like you could, I don't even think you could.
You'd probably need to.
Could you breastfeed 2 kids at once? We should ask that friend of ours.
That has twins, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, maybe not.
Maybe don't ask her that.
But yeah, no, it's could you imagine just like pouring a box into like...
Is the beer okay?
Yeah, I spilled it. Do you have a towel or a paper towel or something?
Just wipe it up with your hand. I'm kidding.
Doesn't work like that. Do you want to cut it here? And
Yeah, hold on.
yeah, cool. Oh, we weren't going for that? Okay.
So what were we talking about? We're talking about... Yeah, it's wrong.
Mars embryos making new civilizations.
Yeah, and pouring... Well, yeah, you can't pour the 2 boxes together. And you'd actually need, like... you'd need several cups of material for each like person, so that you can mix them. You can keep the genetic diversity going. Otherwise, everyone gets inbred.
Yeah.
So you need to take one. So you'd start out. You'd mix like the white people with the black people. I feel like that's about as diverse as like the Scandinavians and like the Lesothans, and then because that would be the strongest like hybrid. And like keep in mind, I'm not like I don't want to get into eugenics territory here because this is like anytime you start talking about genetics at all, people are like, okay, when's he going to say it? When's he going to say it?
Say it. Race mixing. Say it.
I did. Didn't I?
I know, and it's not in a racist term now.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's how I do it. But I don't know what else is up there other than like rocks. And
isn't it red
ice.
because it's all iron or something?
Well, that's true. We need that.
But like, how are you going to get it back here? It would cost way more to get it back here. Just ignore that. It's really cheap to get it back here.
Well, what if you just like, rather than you use the iron to manufacture like giant rods that you just shoot at Earth from Mars, and then they hit at such a high velocity it might as well be a nuke.
That was in Call of Duty. That was called Rods from God.
It was, yeah. But take the satellites out of the equation because you can't weaponize satellites.
Yeah, but like,
you can weaponize another planet under the UN treaty, I think.
But like, it would take so long to get here. You'd be like, "Hey Mars, we're going to attack North Korea in like 30 years. Can you chuck us some rods? Hey." And then like they do it, and then like 20 years later, they're like, "Oh, those are coming, aren't they? Can we get those?"
Yeah, it's like a different president, and he's like, "Oh, shit."
It's like President Dwayne The Rock Johnson is like,
No.
You mean to tell me President Trump sent
30 years? It'll be President Walmart Yodeler kid. he'll call up Kim Jong Gong. I can't think of a.
I don't know what the successor is.
Kim Jong Kardashian.
Doesn't he not even have any kids?
The second. Sorry.
Doesn't he? Kim Jong Il doesn't have any kids.
Something about me just tells him. Something about him just screams like fertility issues to me. I'm not sure why. Possibly it could be like a mechanical issue as well. But anyway, so President Walmart yodeling kid calls the premier of China, Kim Jong Kardashian West, right?
The third, yeah.
The third. And says, "Hey, listen, I can't yodel, so I'm not going to try. We
just watch out.
We did a very silly thing 30 years ago. I'm really sorry this happened, but
you've got 10 years to evacuate.
You got 10 years to get out of your entire country.
Because we won't be able to stop that. Oh, I mean,
but let me finish.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Jeez.
No, I was pretending to be the President Walmart kid.
Oh. Well, I'm going to let you finish. But I don't know the rest of this quote. So I'm going to change the topic.
Kim Jong-un had the best North Korean dictatorship of all time. Of all time!
I mean, I'm more of a Kim Jong-il fan myself.
Oh, he was the illest.
But the OG Kim Il-sung.
See, Kim Il-sung's the one that doesn't look crazy to me. Maybe he was.
I mean, he started.
You have to be a little bit crazy to start a communist revolution. Like, have you ever been to UCID?
Yeah, it's I saw a post again. This is going back to Facebook. So I love Facebook. They were like, "Oh, which one's the blue one and which one's the red one in America?"
Well, which party?
Yeah, sorry.
The blue party is Democrats.
Democrats,
that's
it.
Republicans.
And it's like, the Democrats are trying to take our guns off us so that they can revert back to communism, right?
Yeah.
And there was like, a whole bunch of people commenting on it being like, ugh, I wish.
Well, that's not really helping your take everybody's guns cause.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. No, see, like that. I used to be like, oh yeah, it's so simple. Let's just take the guns away, and then do you remember when this was a while ago? But it was when Black Lives Matter started.
Yeah.
There was that kid that got shot in Ferguson, I think. Ferguson was involved.
Ferguson, Tennessee.
I don't know, Mississippi or
Oh, okay.
one of the Miss states. There's a couple of them.
Missouri, Mississippi,
Minnesota. Oh no, if you're sloppy about the details.
but that's like way up. That's like Diet Canada.
Minnesota. Jesse Ventura was the governor of Minnesota.
I know.
And
He
it's the
said
greatest thing that ever happened. among them. Because there's actually a governor who was like, we need to get the fluoride out of the water. It was crazy. He couldn't really get anything done, though.
Oh, of course, I can't imagine why.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So when that black kid got shot in Missouri, there was the riots. Well, they started out as protests, but they turned into riots. It happens a lot. Right after. And the cops showed up in, like, body armor with assault rifles and, like, armored tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if that's what the cops who get afraid when they see an unarmed black teenager, right,
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I could understand wanting to carry maybe something better than an air rifle, you know?
Yeah, see, it's do you reckon Mars will have gun laws or gun control, assuming that America claims a section of it? How do you claim a section of Mars? Like, because we're going to get there eventually.
The same way you claim anything, right? You need some kind of thing you can hold over everybody else. A good one is like nukes, obviously.
Oh, okay. But no, like...
And then you're like, this is our patch of dirt. If you come onto our patch of dirt, we'll blow you up. That's how you claim things. Really, all of society is held together by, like, this implicit threat of violence.
Yeah. But then, like...
But that's why it's so peaceful, so...
I mean, no, well, actually, now that I think about it, the government probably won't get there first. Probably, like, Elon Musk will.
Maybe that's
Again,
why he's doing
Elon
it.
Musk, if you're out there... Whatever I back like
Shoot
10
us an email.
episodes ago. I can't remember what was I trying to sell him? Hovercraft or something? I don't know.
No, we wanted Saudi princes to fund our Colosseum idea, which I still maintain is a very good idea.
Look, we should do that.
It's all about content.
Any Saudi princes? We had to get a single view in the middle. Oh, no, we did.
No, Azerbaijan, it's not quite the Middle East. It's sort of like... I'll have to ask Stanley, because he's like the... Am I supposed to say his name?
Yeah, whatever. He's fine.
I'll have to ask Love Machine, because he's the expert on geopolitics and, like, which region of the world is what.
Yeah.
He'll be like, oh, yeah, that's like Asia Minor, but it's kind of the Near East as well. Oh, okay. Trust me, he'd break it down. Like, he's a definite guest we need to have on the podcast, because he's just like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just ridiculous.
Him and Ronald.
He's like... smart.
I totally forgot about Mason as well.
And we got
Mason.
and
But
we
he
have,
does boxing on Wednesday nights.
we can just record on a Tuesday or something.
Whoa.
Is that your special day?
Well, I mean, not really, but... yeah, well, whatever. We'll get on.
We'll sort
yeah,
that.
But yeah, we haven't had a view in the Middle East.
They don't need to know. Oh no! Did we get some from Saudi?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
I watched them pretty closely because, like, well, not closely. I watched, like, look at them every, like, once or twice a day.
hold on a sec. What was it? Mars.
Yeah.
Say something about Mars for a sec. I need to.
Mars is. But yeah, actually, no. I was going to say, Elon Musk will probably get there first, right?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he'll just claim the whole planet? Because I would. If I got to Mars or wherever.
If he's got the balls to fund his own space program, He's got the balls to just say, no, it's mine.
Mars is mine.
He'll rent it out to the governments. That's prime real estate.
I mean, there's no schools, there's no shops, no public transport.
But it's not next to a train station.
500 billion whatever units.
It's not under any flight paths yet. But Elon will change that, obviously.
It's nothing worth. It's not worth living there, man. It's like
no, but you got to think about when they do all those new developments up there. It'll be prime location. I'm telling you.
Yeah, when they get the direct train line
to Mars.
But like, I don't know. I think in the next 50 years that's going to be the big thing. Like, you know how our parents were like, oh, I saw the moon landing or whatever. It'll be like, we'll be telling our kids like, oh yeah, we saw the Mars landing.
Yeah.
Grand Overlord
Imagine
Elon Musk got there first.
But imagine if Trump got there first. Like specifically Trump, like he just...
Guys,
I know everything there is to know about space travel. I will pilot the rocket. Then he actually does it because like every time people are like, no, he can't possibly do that. He does it.
Yeah. Or like...
and also, social messages to our Azerbaijani listener.
Is that a greeting for Azerbaijan?
Oh, that's English.
It says welcome. No. Played into the
how would you say that?
That's got an upside down E in it. What is that? Wait.
Hold on, I'll see if I can find one where they actually say it.
Yeah, Google Translate does that.
It didn't.
Oh.
Or does it? But
Siri, say welcome in Azerbaijani.
Look, you keep talking.
You'll get the Azerbaijan.
I will get the Azerbaijani.
You're lucky I can talk out of my ass.
We need to because we need to start pandering. I think we're not popular enough with minorities. Actually, no, we got someone from Azerbaijan. That's like the
minority.
Oh no! Shh, let's not blow it.
What's your take on Venus?
Actually, a very ripe possibility for
living on.
For living on, yes.
You know it rains battery acid there, right?
Well, yes, but on the surface. But here's the thing: oxygen floats at like 30,000 feet on Venus, where the atmosphere is actually pretty safe.
Yeah.
So you just make giant balloons filled with oxygen. You breathe the oxygen. You find some way to create oxygen as well.
You just melt this, and you can make it from water, can't you?
I guess.
But then you get hydrogen as well to come out of it.
Yeah. Anyway,
which we just breathe anyway.
But the whole thing is you just like you do your you put your balloons in the air, and then you end up with like in Star Wars Cloud City.
Oh yeah.
You could do that on
Lando Calrissian.
With Pan. Yeah, because he's Pan now, isn't he?
Yeah.
R2, me too. Sorry.
But yeah, no, yeah, that'd be cool if we could have but what's?
Well, it's only cool if we can have a Lando as well.
But then how do we get water there? Is there water up there as well, or? Because that's the key to life. Just as I think, water.
Well, so
how do we get water on Mars? There's no water on Mars.
No, there is.
Where?
You did on the poles. It's white at the top and the bottom because it's ice.
Well, yeah,
but there's water on the moon too. So,
do we leave it there? I know we left a golf ball there or something.
Huh?
We left a golf ball on the moon or something.
No. Like there's actually water underneath the crust of the moon or something.
Well,
if you believe in the moon, there are people who don't.
The moon is actually a crane that swings around. It's in the center of the disc, convex disc, and it just swings around with a thing on it.
Why can't we see the crane?
Well, it's a magic crane.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing. Why is how did the flat Earth people become such a huge part of common conversation? Because it used to be it was just like rappers and Kyrie Irving who
Well,
thought
see,
the world was
that's
flat.
the thing. It was a really smart money-making idea by the one guy that is like the head of the Flat Earth Church in America. I don't know what it's called. Flat Earth Society, rather. It was a really good money-making...
Eric something?
Yeah. Because think about it. He would have gotten paid to do a whole bunch of interviews just to be like, yeah, man, Flat Earth is legit. Look it up. I'm not saying it is. Just look it up. But I just said it is because it is. But just look it up. Right? And so he would have got paid so much money for
Eric
that.
Dubé. That's his name.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then there's that jiu-jitsu guy who's also like a prominent flat earther.
Is that the other podcaster guy?
Eddie Bravo.
Johnny Bravo is a Cartoon Network No. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, no, look, I mean, the Flat Earth, like, being head of the Flat Earth Society, one, is a really good way to make money because you'll get a whole bunch of, like, they got a whole bunch of press, right? And then he then got a whole bunch of money from that because people have been like, oh, we need to interview this guy, We'll pay you $10,000 to interview. He'd be like, yeah, cha-ching, give me that, right? And then through that, more people, dumb people, look at, because it's not flat, it's a convex disc.
Yeah, obviously.
Like a really, really convex disc that meets at the end.
Well, look, I don't know for sure that it's a sphere, but I do know there's some kind of roundness to it.
Convex disc.
So, yeah.
It's,
Although, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't believe it's a sphere.
Really? What did he say it was?
It's an oblate spheroid. So it's like if you take an orange and you like squeeze the top of the orange, it bulges out at the sides.
Yeah.
That's what Earth is.
Yeah. It's not completely round because like the waters make it round. I mean, convex disc.
Yeah, actually true.
Yeah, so the water is what seemingly gives.
We should
it
have a
its
debate
curvature.
between you and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, Neil, mate. If you wanna chuck us a listen, we'll chuck us an email. We'll put you on. Get your manager to call my manager. I'll probably make Katie manager as well. By the way, I'm taking interviews for.
I actually think the world's a triangle. Interview me, please. 10 grand. Thank you.
Not even. You didn't even have to do anything like that. It'd be like, vegetables are actually the cause of cancer. Interview me, please.
Well, I'm sure there's some cancer that would be caused by
Well, yeah.
speech output isn't available for Azerbaijani. Damn it!
It's got an upside down E. Actually, Katie she can read phonetic.
Yeah, but you can't read Azerbaijani.
Yeah, but no, it'd be
No,
phonetic.
that's not in phonetic. It
But
translates it
Azerbaijani-
into... No, they have a different alphabet.
Oh, I thought it'd be like a different like figures and stuff, or whatever's. Because I mean, okay. Because there's only like literally like.
No.
Oh wow! It's just like English. You still looking for an Azerbaijani? You literally spent like 30 minutes on
Look,
this.
we
bit.
need to start pandering
to
something.
well, easy.
We're not pandering to white people. Pretty much everybody does that. Even the like social justicey types, they're actually just pandering to like middle-aged white women. Look it up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let's pander to humans. Hear me out.
Are you doing like some...
Actually, no, that's a terrible idea.
You're doing like some U2, like, I only believe in one race, the human race. That was my attempt at Bono's accent.
Have you heard that U2 thing where it's like, every time I clap my hands, child dies in Africa. And then he starts clapping he's clapping his hands before. Then some dude's like, stop clapping your hands.
I wonder if that one actually happened, because I've seen that a lot.
I don't know.
Because every time I see it, people are like, at the U2 concert last month.
Really? No, I think Bono would have said it in an interview.
Well, you should stop clap. In fact, we need to
Stop
get
Bono from clapping.
We need to get someone to handcuff each of his hands to a separate rail.
Is this like the Infinity War thing where they
I haven't seen
spoiler
Infinity War.
alert, spoiler? Do you want to see it?
Look, I don't know. I don't really care about Marvel that much.
Oh. Spoiler alert! There's like a big thing where he goes to click his fingers to kill everyone or half people, and like there's a whole bit where like Captain America's like holding his like hands open, stopping him clicking.
Yeah, like that. We need to stop Bono from clapping.
Stop Bono from clapping.
If you're listening to us from Ireland, find Bono
check us
and
out.
stop him from clapping at all costs. We can't have any more children dying in Africa. This has been a public service announcement from nsmartenenterprises.org.
Proprietary Limited.
Proprietary Limited. The Insmarten Yourself Foundation.
We should make that.
Yeah, we can run like a charity.
I mean, not as in
We
like
can run a charity that we donate our own salaries to, so we can like
Tax
all of our
write-off.
salaries, so we can get the tax write-off.
I mean, yeah.
And then we can let politicians donate to it, so they can get their tax write-off. No, wait. No, we'd have to be politicians for that idea of the plan to work.
I thought you got. Doesn't work like that in Australia because you get. Your tax just comes out of your pay.
So we get fat tax refunds at the end of the year
Oh yeah,
through our.
But you don't make money on that because you get taxed regardless.
No,
so
and
if
look,
you get paid-
what we're raising awareness for is just poor education. Education, sorry.
education.
Education. And then we just say, oh, no, our goal is to raise awareness. We do like that breast cancer charity where they spend 1% on research and then...
And the rest of it on raising awareness.
Well, no, it's 40% on marketing and then 59% on lawsuits suing people for using the colour pink in their marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah, no, it's... Look, if you're going to give to charities, you really got to research what your charity's doing. Because it's like... What was that thing about... It was some company where it was less... If you donated $1, something like 10 cents would go to that kid in Africa. It was like World Vision or World Aid.
Yeah, but what's he going to do with 10 Australian cents? It's not legal
It's probably
tender.
$30 there.
Yeah, but it's not legal tender.
Yeah, well, obviously the World Vision or whatever isn't just going to be like, hey man, here's a 10-cent piece. It's got the echidna or something on it. Platypus. No, it's a 20.
It's 20. 10 cents.
Yeah, what is the 10?
Yeah, no, 5 is the echidna. 10 is the kangaroos?
No, that's the $2
No, $2 is the indigenous guy.
with kangaroos.
No, there's kangaroos on a lot of...
Oh,
I think 10 is the herd of kangaroos.
I was wrong. It's a plant.
A what?
It's a plant.
That's not a plant.
No, the $1 is a herd of kangaroos. You dingus.
Well, then what's the 10 cents?
I don't know. What's on the 10-cent piece?
Well, find a 10-cent piece.
I don't have a 10-cent piece. I'm not
Then
that
Google
poor.
it.
Give me my $2 back. I need that.
What, $2?
No, that's all the money I have.
All right, here's your $1 back. I'm kidding.
All right, I'm looking at the 10-cent piece.
I'll look it up.
No, I'll look it up.
No, I'll... Well, I'll... So, yeah, Cloud City on Venus.
Yes. Well, that's the thing.
But we need to bring that robot guy. You know the robot guy?
It's the lyrebird.
Yeah, nice one, Australia. Anyway,
What did you say about Venus? I was ignoring you.
Cloud City. We need to have the robot guy. You remember the robot guy?
That's who he's probably pansexual with.
Oh, that makes sense.
Maybe him and Darth Vader were getting a little as well. Wait, does pansexual mean robots or aliens?
Pansexual means like. Well, so here's the thing. Like pansexual, people used to just say bisexual, but then the whole thing where people are like, oh no, there's intersex and there's all the other genders or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then it became pansexual because it was like you're attracted to all genders. But I don't know if that also includes like all species or
Probably,
like
I don't
all.
know.
Because I guess in the context of like
There's like those tentacle head.
in sci-fi, it's like I guess it must be like yeah, you're attracted to all species and all genders. But then what is it if you're straight but you like to get freaky with a blue lady every now and then?
That's called straight pansexuality. Heteropansexuality. Pan-heterosexual.
Why do we need all these words?
Yeah, why can't we just
Like-
communicate with our brains?
Is there anyone who's like? Do you reckon they're going to make ginger sexual for guys like our good friend Ronald, who are into redheads?
Yeah, or like...
Because that's a sexuality. Like
Yeah.
your preference is for redheads.
Yeah, what about like our good friends with the yellow fever or the jungle fever? Yellow fever's Asians.
I know who the. I know
okay,
who,
cool. I didn't
yeah.
know if you were thinking about that. Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm just. I know who the. I know who
Well,
the
there's
first one is.
ebony-sexual and then ebony-sexual. It's jungle fever.
Ebon-sexual.
Yeah. Or like oriental sexual.
No, Oriental's like a. That was like a. Well, it's considered a slur now.
Really?
Yeah, because like.
So it was like the
Or at
Orient
least
Express.
outdated.
It was the Orient Express, like. Is that like you don't say that word anymore? It's the. It's
No, I mean
the
you can say,
Pan-Asia
but you don't
Express.
call people Oriental.
Yeah, I wasn't calling anyone an Oriental. Well, ebony is racist as well if you think about it.
Yeah, but it's also a porn term.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for exactly what it
Yeah.
sounds like. But I guess porn terms are often racist, or like just really like, I don't know. That's just really full on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a dark place out there, man.
Whoa.
No,
Whoa.
see, I was about to say it was a jungle, and then I was like, no, that's too racist. I'll just say it's a dark place. Damn it!
But yeah, like,
But it's messed up.
what if you, like, yeah, what if what if you're like one of those like tentacle haired people in Star Wars?
Which ones?
Oh, I know the characters. There's like Ayla Secura, and then there's that red one that's a Sith.
Do you have tentacle hair?
Yeah, it's like two tentacles that.
Oh right, yep.
And then there's that guy in Jabba's palace that's got like the tentacles that wrap around his neck.
Yeah. And then there's the stripper in Jabba's palace that's got
That's right. Yeah,
the
there
same.
is.
And apparently, if you get the original,
Like the VHS. Yeah.
the VHS, there's a wardrobe malfunction in it that they cut out from all the subsequent editions.
Of course they did.
But and I haven't.
Apparently, yes. A friend told
No,
me.
I haven't seen it. But apparently, they did the green makeup like all over.
Yeah.
Like if you do like a.
Yeah, they probably would have just stuck her in like a tanning thing and just put green paint.
And then she'd be like, "Oh, is this gonna make me sick?" Nah, you're fine.
Like, as in like a spray tan, not like the light.
Oh, probably still would make you sick if you had it in for too long.
Yeah, probably.
Remember the camouflage paint?
Oh, yeah.
Like how
okay,
bad
that's-
acne you got if you left it on.
Well, I mean, that was also because we didn't shower for like a week straight.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe there's more to that story.
I remember they didn't let us use deodorant on cadet camps because they were like, the enemy will smell you. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. Outer space. All right. Back on topic.
Yep.
Aliens.
Yeah.
That was a question mark on the end. That was a question.
Alien American, please.
Do you reckon like people will eventually get like Earth passports and Mars passports and then alien passports for Glorbon 7?
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess that depends on like the one world government question. And, like, they should only do that, I reckon, if there's like some sort of competition. Because otherwise, it's just like, well, what's the point?
You mean
What's the point of doing anything if there's no one around who might do it better than you?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why we need to colonize Mars.
Yeah, and then we can have like a big war with the Martians.
Elon, can you get on
And
that?
it takes like 100 years to like fire the first shot because
Won't they be like really big though? Because of the gravity?
Mars.
Yeah. They'll be like really big, like
Oh, it's lower gravity,
yeah, so it's lower gravity, so there's less.
but they'll be weaker
How will they be weaker?
because they won't be struggling against the gravity.
Ah. But they'll be taller. Because they're
Maybe.
not being held down by gravity.
I don't know if that's how it works. But like they'd just be
Well,
lanky.
they'd have less bone density.
They'd just be lanky.
Yeah, probably.
Like we both know lanky guys who, I mean, they have good reach, but they haven't got any of that fast twitch muscle.
Yeah.
So they'd just be like, I don't know. It'd like being slapped by a piece of celery.
They're going to slap you and they're like, arm breaks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, lower bone density too.
Does that mean they'll be like weird, like alien looking? So yeah, they'll be like weird alien looking dudes because
Yeah, they definitely look different. You'd be able to tell, and then that's when you'd have the first like Earth Mars racism.
like the intergalactic
They're
races.
like, we don't serve Martians in this bar.
Wouldn't the gravity then acting on them, like wouldn't they just walk around and like break their legs?
In
Going from Mars
on
to
Earth.
here, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't totally recall the answer to that question.
Have you had the question before?
No, I was just trying to say total recall.
I know, but
It's set on Mars.
yeah, I am aware. I have seen the green three-boobed green lady.
She wasn't green.
I assume she was. She was on Mars. But yeah, okay.
No,
okay.
it's when Arnold gets his white card and he goes to Mars to do some construction work.
Yes. Wasn't that Tom Cruise?
No, it was Arnold. And then it was Colin Farrell. Not Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell?
Colin Firth.
The Irish guy.
Colin Firth.
No, he's English. Not Love Actually. He was Colin Farrell.
Love Really.
Colin Farrell. He was in Bruges. Have you ever seen In Bruges?
How was that?
No.
Is that
Okay.
even a word? Hold on, let me look
It's a
it up.
Euro-
You keep talking.
All right, you look up Corin Farrell.
Corin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Corin Farrell.
Oh boy.
Oh, it said it right there. Colin Farrell.
Colin the Farrell.
Oh, yeah, no, I know him. He looks like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so that was the remake. The original had Arnie in it.
He first appeared in the BBC drama Bally Kiss Angel. All one word.
It must be Welsh.
No, it's well, two regular English words, I'd say. You know, I know him. He's people also searched for Colin Firth.
Imagine if like aliens came to Earth and then they walked out and it was just Scandinavians. Like with the
Yeah,
with
we
the
left a long time ago.
no, but like with the how much would like the like white supremacist guys lose their shit?
I know. Oh, it's like people are just like, oh, that's just Thor. Like, have you seen Thor 1 and 2 and
I've seen Thor 1.
coincidentally 3? Yeah, it's like that. They're like aliens that live off there, but they all look. Well, they're all meant to look Scandinavian, but for whatever reason, there's a couple of Asians and some black guys in there as well. Yeah.
Were there Asians in?
Yeah, I just rewatched Thor 3.
Oh,
Not a good movie. Didn't like it.
that was like the funny one.
Yeah, it was pretty average. Actually, it was funny.
Yeah, I know. Actually, even Katie was like,
10 out of 10. I was like, calm your horses. Right?
No. Did you really like it?
Yeah, she really liked it.
But she told me that Chris Hemsworth didn't look as hot with short hair. So I just assumed that made it a 2 out of 10.
It's got lightning bolts in the side as well. Spoiler alert.
Oh my!
Because his hair was cut by Stan Lee, and Stan Lee, being old and senile, was like,
What if he went so senile that he like looped back around and then rewrote Spider-Man?
Yeah, there was a.
Oh, actually, that's what I was going to say. I was going to tell this story last time, and this
Yeah.
is completely unrelated. Okay, it's not unrelated. So I said that Arnold got his white card and went to Mars for Total Recall.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is actually a white card in that movie. But I recently had to get a white card.
Yeah.
And okay, if you're not in Australia,
Construction induction training.
yeah, it's like a work safety thing that everyone has to do if you want to work on a construction site.
I do believe in England or the UK it's called a work ticket.
Yeah, something like that. And I think in America it's called I'm from Mexico and I'm cheap. No, that's I don't think that's quite as much the case
Pretty
anymore.
edgy, Michael.
No, that used to be the thing. You'd go to a Home Depot and then be a bunch of guys waiting out the front, and you like, yeah, hop in the back of the truck. We're going to go
We're gonna
landscape.
go build a barn.
Because they take less than minimum wage because you could report them to the feds if they complained, basically. So it was really messed up how they did that, and I think they don't really do that anymore because of the sanctuary laws or whatever. Anyway, that's totally besides the point.
White card training.
White card training. I went to this place out west, and I can't say where it is. Anyway, it had and there was like a warehouse because they did a bunch of different construction trainings and warehousing stuff, and there was guys doing their forklift training, right? And then part of my training was we went down into the warehouse and like identify as many safety risks as you can or safety hazards.
Wow, that must have been insane. There must have been like poorly stacked boxes and thumbtacks.
It was actually
everywhere.
It was pretty terrible. But the funny thing is, that wasn't part of the test. It was just that bad. But here's the other thing. So I was walking around the warehouse, and I look around and I just see these like something I notice all over the place. There's these like racks filled with samurai swords and like collectible swords. And then like I was like, oh, that must be part of the test. I guess they must not be stacked correctly, or And then I asked the trainer, and I said, oh, the samurai swords, is that part of the test? And he's like, no. Well, what's the deal with the samurai swords? Anyway, it turns out the guy who runs that white card place.
Yeah.
You remember when there was a gun buyback?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years back?
Yeah.
Well, like 20 years ago.
1996, yeah.
So when that happened, he bought a shipping container full of collectible swords from like China or something,
Yeah.
thinking that swords would get banned next and there would be a giant government buyback.
Yeah.
And he could say that they're more valuable than they were and he'd get paid out huge. There was no sword buyback for 20 years. So he started selling them out the back of this warehouse where the forklift trainers were working. And like there was actually price tags on them, and it says, "Oh, please do not touch the swords without a salesman present." I'm like,
Wow.
it was just, it's really funny.
That's hilarious. I mean, I would buy a sword. I would not buy a sword.
I bought a sword once. It was the worst impulse buy I've ever made, and it went out in the last council cleanup.
Really? You just got rid of it? I would have taken it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would Katie have sent it right back though?
No, I didn't spend any money on it. You spent the money.
Yeah, I did. No, I went to one of those conventions,
Oh,
like those nerd conventions.
yeah.
Not saying I'm not a nerd, I am,
Nerd.
but I'm not full nerd,
You're not like fedora and
lady.
trench coat.
Leather trench coat and fedora, but still like a poorly fitting Achievement Hunter T-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Not shitting on Achievement Hunter. I just, that was the first thing I could think of that was like real nerdy pop culture.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I went there and I had some money and I was like, well, I'm going to buy a souvenir. So I bought the sword from Highlander.
How much is a sword from Highlander?
That was like $80.
Ah,
It came with the display pedestal that didn't hang on any part of my house walls. And then I was just like, no, forget it.
I would have taken it.
Well,
Could have
it's a bit
scared
late
the
for that
neighbours
now.
with it. Could have left it near the door when the bloody neighbour comes around knocking on my door being like, hey, what have you done? I'll be like, mate, back up, all right?
Oh, look, there's a look. I probably made some high vis council worker really happy.
Oh, or like some like scrap metal guy.
No way it was made out of like any kind of valuable metal.
That's
And
probably
all the metal's like really, really like you can't sell it for much these days anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They still rip the copper out of TVs.
Yeah, but the thing is, they rip the copper out of like 200 TVs in a night, and they save it all up. They'll go out over a couple of nights around council cleanup, just to get like I don't know, $100-something of copper.
Wow.
Yeah, the prices are really bad.
Yeah, the stingy scrap metal guys are.
Well, they do dick you over.
Well, yeah, like the amount of TVs.
They wouldn't buy your scrap metal if they weren't ripping you off.
Yeah.
It's like a casino. It's like, oh yeah, casinos. Casinos let you gamble because they want you to be rich. Yeah.
Well,
News companies give you information because they care about you and they want you to have an accurate picture of reality.
no, Michael,
Two.
that's exactly what they wanted. News company has never had an agenda. Name one.
Name one that
That's what
doesn't.
I thought. No, you didn't. No, too long. I'm right. I'm kidding.
I know.
I was a bit.
Can you name one that doesn't have an agenda? No, I can't think of one in
The
Australia.
Onion.
That's
The
true.
Onion does not have an agenda.
They do go after both sides. Generally, there was a little while where they were sort of like they were like really shilling for one side, and then
Yeah.
I think they've realised that like
Hang
at
on
the
a sec,
moment
we're
every
s-
side
we're
of
s-
politics is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Hang on, we're satire. We're like losing half our material if we just go for Donald.
Yeah, like hey, how funny would it be if if the president if he said like shithole when he was talking about Haiti? Like, wouldn't that be funny? And then it happens the next day, like, damn it.
Damn it.
Oh, okay. How funny would it be if he sent Dennis Rodman as a special envoy to North Korea?
What was the
That's still my theory that that's what happened.
diplomatic envoy? Yeah.
Yeah, like he was planning this like 17 years
in
ago,
advance.
whenever it was that Dennis Rodman went over. But I
There's
think we've already
probably-
talked about this.
He probably knows that this is getting into conspiracy area. Kim Jong Un doesn't have enough. So there's like something under North Korea, right? Let's call it unobtainium, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going for like a Black Panther scenario here.
Yes, we are. But
I'm not going to.
keep going.
Yellow Panther.
Oh.
Yeah. Never mind.
I don't know what's
Yellow Tiger.
Yellow Tiger. Bam. There we go.
Hidden Dragon. Anyway.
Yeah. No, okay. I mean, you can cut that out
Okay.
later, future Michael, if you want.
So unobtainium.
Unobtainium, right? Donald knows that Kim Jong Un doesn't have enough money to get it, but he does. Right? So he's like, yeah, Kim Jong Un, yeah. So he's going there to meet him actually quite soon.
Supposedly in June, but there's I don't know. North Korea's doing some posturing because they want to look strong going into the deal, probably. Even though like they gave up their perfectly good leverage when they set those 3 prisoners free.
That's a good point.
So I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let them nuke you?
Yeah, what are you going to
It's like, are you going to take certain death or possible death? Or no death because you actually went to this meeting?
So no, that's the thing. It's
Maybe no death. I don't know. We don't know how they roll.
yeah. So that's my theory. Donald can get in there and be like, Mr. Kim, I would like to mine the unobtainium under your country. And then Kim Jong Un will be like,
Yes, please, Mitch.
Did I talk? I've never heard his voice.
I have. It's nothing like that.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's just like a normal, just like Korean dude.
I get that impression from him, like he's just been thrust into this thing that he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And he's got all these generals around him.
He went to
saying, "No, you need
school with
do this."
Osama bin Laden.
What, in Switzerland?
Yeah.
Did Osama bin Laden?
Or the
No.
same school. I don't know if it was the same year, but it was
Oh,
same
right,
school.
okay.
Yeah, him and you see like, sorry, just imagine like there's like a photo somewhere of like him and Osama bin Laden at like a college bar throwing back drinks. You're like, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Switzerland.
that would make sense because Osama was from a super rich family.
Yeah. No, yeah.
He's part of the Bin Laden steel fortune.
Is that actually a thing?
I think it's steel. I didn't want to say oil because that's just too obvious.
Bin Laden and Kim Kardashian? No.
Although the actual his dad or his brother or whoever it is that runs the company now, they've
See,
changed
look,
it.
there's a photo of them together. It's
Yeah.
obviously photoshopped.
Yeah. But they changed it to Bin Laden. If we're talking about like the whatever company it is.
Okay. So I'm trying to find out what school it is. Bin Laden, education, SimonLaden.edu.
The Saudi Bin Laden Group. It is. Oh, it's a construction company.
Ah, damn.
But yeah, they changed it to Bin Laden because
Bin Laden. Yeah.
American. They didn't get much American business when they were Bin Laden Group.
He went
Let's
to
just say that.
Brumana High School in 1886.
Ramada.
Brumana.
Is that? Wait.
I don't know. I assume in some sort of wherever he they grew up.
Saudi Arabia.
Yes. Blah blah blah. And degree in civil engineering. No,
So he knew that
No.
jet fuel didn't melt steel beams.
he knew. Oh, was it Bin Laden? I may have to backtrack on this. It was one of them.
Kim Jong Un School. Oh, here we go. Former Swiss classmates remember North Korean dictator. At Lieberfeld-Stein Herzli State School in Kernitz near Bern, and he went under the name Park Un.
Yeah, of course it did. Blah 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 blah.
Well, you can't rightly go to school with the name of a dictator, like the last name of a dictator. Like, oh hey, I'm
Kim.
I'm Johnny Hitler. You know, you can't do that.
Well, I mean, Kim. It's the most common Korean name.
Oh, and that's the last name too.
Yeah.
So,
It's
and it's
the
not
other way
even
around
Kim
in Asia.
Jong, because the Jong is
His
part
name,
of his
his
skin
first name
name.
would be Jong.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know.
Jong Un Kim.
Yeah, see, that makes sense. That's what his name on his birth certificate would be if he was born here.
Do they have? I feel like they'd have options on our birth certificates for like putting
What?
the last name first or something.
No.
Really?
No. They, I mean, here in Australia, no. Probably in other countries, yeah. California, you can now put X gender.
What, on a birth certificate?
Yeah. So they're part of the X-Men. X people.
That would be like, imagine if you could do that. Like, oh yeah, I want him to be an X-Man. Or
See,
true,
I-
X-woman.
I really like X-Men, as in like the franchise, because it's more than just like in relation to the comics and like the cartoons and stuff. The movies, some of them are a bit bad, some of them are really good, but like a lot of them were like because like for example, I don't know if it's Days of Future Past. where he goes back to the 60s and there's a whole like human rights movement for mutants.
Does this remind you of anything?
But I thought that was cool, and it was like...
No, I mean, that was a whole inspiration behind the book, I think. Magneto is Malcolm X before he went to Mecca, and Professor X is Martin Luther King.
Huh.
There's a whole metaphorical layer to it.
Professor X does dream.
Well, that's all he can basically do, isn't it?
Oh, he has a...
He can move his arms, can't he? He's just
like
he's
a
paraplegic.
Thing,
yeah.
Have you seen Deadpool 2?
No.
Very good.
Yeah. Remember when this podcast was about space?
Yeah, that is about space.
Deadpool.
They go to space.
Do they? Spoilers?
It's set in a space. It was recorded at Fox Studios, as far as I can tell.
What's your take on the whole Pluto thing?
What, not a planet is a planet?
Yeah.
I actually think it's a government conspiracy. No. It's actually a ball of plutonium, which they flew out there and got and brought back.
Oh, and then it's smaller. So they're like, oh, it's actually a dwarf planet.
Yeah.
See, everyone got really angry about it's no longer a planet, which I didn't really get because I'm like, you have an emotional attachment to a big floating chunk of rock. I mean, yeah, it's the smallest one. Maybe it's the cutest one. I think Uranus is the cutest.
Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to make that joke.
Oh, I could tell.
Pluto. Yeah, and I was like, because they downgraded it from being a planet to a dwarf planet.
Yeah.
But I liked that because it was like Pluto never really fit in with the other planets.
Yeah.
He was a bit eccentric. And then they're like, oh, actually, we found a whole group of new friends for you called the dwarf planets. Now he hangs out with people like him.
Okay.
And he's got a lot more in common with the dwarf planets, and he really gets along with them. He's at home. He or she is at home with the other dwarf planets. I think it's a beautiful story.
Yeah. Okay. What color is Pluto?
It's like brown or something, isn't it?
Okay, yeah. Because under the impression I was like, yeah, the further the planets go, the more the blue they get. So like Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. I thought they were all blue.
I think isn't Uranus green?
I haven't checked recently.
Ah!
Uranus. Actually,
it was though that one time, wasn't it?
I mean, I don't know. Is that green?
Okay, that's just blue. For some reason, they always put it as green on the old posters in the science room.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. I guess it's more green than some of the others, but
the Neptune, yeah. Okay, actually, I got one for you. Okay, one of the moons of Jupiter, I think it's Io.
Yeah.
Right. Is all ice. Right. It's a planet of ice. Right.
Yeah. I think Io is heavily volcanic, so I think it's another one. But there's a moon of ice. Yes.
Yeah, there's a moon of ice. One of them is actually a moon of diamond.
I don't think that's true.
There's diamond moon.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Diamond moon.
There's a diamond planet.
Oh, might be that. Moon-sized diamond found in space. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's one of the moons of Jupiter is completely made of ice. Do you reckon if there's water in the middle, aliens?
They'll go that way if that's
because water is one of those things you need for life.
Yeah, I mean definitely I don't know, alien amoebas or something like.
Well, that's still alien.
Microscopic stuff. It still counts.
Yeah, no, I thought it was interesting.
But I don't know. I would be disappointed if that's what aliens meant. I mean, I know that's a groundbreaking scientific achievement. Blah blah.
There's
discovery
life outside us.
Yeah. Okay. But like, then they'll say, "Oh, that's aliens," and I'm like, "Well, where's their little space saucer?
Yeah, where's their ray gun? Where's their little doot fingers?
Like, it's not aliens until that, as far as I'm concerned.
Someone turns up and is like, apparently aliens are Tasmanian.
What if they landed in
Tasmanian tiger?
What if they landed at
devil?
What if the aliens landed? They're just like, "Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?"
Well, that would pretty much confirm everything. Checkmate, atheists.
Or would it?
Yes,
but then what if you had like two of them land and then like in rapid succession, and then everyone's like that, and then suddenly they're like, another set of aliens land, like from the same planet, and they're like, so let me tell you about God's last prophet, Muhammad. Except that it'd be like in alien language, so like, his dude.
What? What? It's just clicking.
Yeah, it is.
What is it? You're trying to make me look racist yet again.
I'm just attacking you all the time, aren't I?
Yes, I feel really violated right now. Oh, victimized, I don't know, man.
Oh, I lost my notes. Oh no.
You have notes? That's cheating. I mean, I have notes for my burger shop.
I've got a thing about Orion.
Like
a constellation.
Belt. Yeah, what about it?
I don't know. It just says Orion.
Well, there's Orion's belt.
Obviously,
Orion's
I had some
sword,
kind of thought about that.
Orion's bow. There's Orion himself. But if you think about it, right, seeing Orion's belt, you can only really see it from Earth, because if you were like, "Oh yeah, Orion's belt," to someone like on a completely other planet, they'd be like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they're actually really far apart.
Yeah, they would be.
They just look
so.
close because of the way it. Yeah, that'd be funny. And they'd be like, "Oh, you mean the giant teacup?" Well, that's what it looks like from.
That's the Big Dipper.
I've never seen the Big Dipper. I don't believe it exists.
Look, we can go outside right now and I'll show it to you.
I don't think we get it here.
Pretty sure we do.
We have a different sky to America.
Yeah, we have a different sun as well.
We actually have a different moon.
Well, I mean, as we figured out, it's just a crane spinning around a moon-shaped object.
Yeah. No, like part of our sky's upside down, and then like part of it, they can't even see. It's actually sort of like how some movies they don't release in Australia.
Yeah.
And it's the same deal, but with the sky.
Yeah.
Where were we looking?
The names of the stars in the Big Dipper, and does not look like we get them here. Alcade, Mizar, Alioth, Magrez, Dubahay, Merak, and Fad. I just thought that was funny.
Must be named after like Islamic astronomers, because there's a lot of like astronomy in the early like Muslim caliphate or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They call it the Golden Age of Islam.
Oh, was that like the OG Islam?
Not like the original, but like after a while, I think.
Oh yeah, the North Star's a part of it, I think. Yeah. We don't get that here.
See, the North Star is so lame.
It's just directly above, yeah.
Like we have a cross. We got the Southern Cross, and
well,
it
we have
actually
I think we have the South Star as well.
Do we?
I think so.
I don't know. I always calculated south by doing. Well, not always. Usually, I calculate south by looking at Google Maps. But Dad taught me, like, you can calculate south if you take the Southern Cross and then you point it at you draw a line from it. You know, that giant space pen you've got, and then you do a perpendicular line.
Pointer.
Yeah, and then you get the 2 pointers, and then there's those two other stars near it.
Yeah.
And then you like do a line between them, and then a perpendicular line off that, and then where those two lines intersect, that's true south.
Huh. I sort of like zoned out there for a second and started thinking about that laser pointer I had that was really strong when I lived in my old house. Yeah.
Davo used to have one of those.
Oh, it was
and
so fun.
He'd mess with kids on camps because he's outdoor educator.
Yeah.
And he'd have his giant laser pointer, and then he'd start talking about the constellations and stuff, and then he'd just point at the constellations with his laser pointer, and they'd be like, "Wow, it points at the stars."
Well, I mean, were you there that time? It was really foggy, and like I just shot it straight up, and it was like,
Yeah,
that was cool.
you could have like killed a pilot or something.
Oh yeah, I was shining at the hospital.
Why were you shining it at the hospital?
Not at the people hospital. It was like a chimney or something. I was pointing at that. I was like, "Dit-dit-dit-dit-dit-dit-dit."
What do you mean, not a people hospital? Like an animal hospital?
Not at people in the hospital.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I thought it sounded like a chimney hospital, and I'm like, that sounds
the chimney hospital.
even more depressing than a regular hospital. Because it's like, what hope do they have if they're just a chimney?
Yeah, from Rhodes Shopping Centre as well. I pointed at the
Concord
stadium.
Hospital?
Yeah,
Did you point it at the giant lion on the top or something?
yeah. It's just
That's
like
what
a
I'd
big
point it
chimney.
at. I don't even know why that would interest me. It's like pointing a laser pointer at slightly different things.
I mean, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
If I knew I could get away with it, I would point it at planes.
That's terrible.
Why? This is a plane.
You could blind a pilot.
Yeah, I wouldn't shine it at the pilot.
You wouldn't have much choice. They're so far away.
No,
and,
man.
and you've got it.
I'd get a laser guide.
And you've got a natural tremor that amplifies over distance. Right?
Ah, that's a good point, yeah.
So, like, it looks like this, but, like, at that distance, it's like... So you'd be shining all over the place. You'd definitely blind the pilot.
I mean, yeah, if the pilot was, like, hanging out the window with his eyes like this, like...
No, look, goes through the window. It's got a weird refraction thing in the window to stop the glare from the sun.
Sorry, my brain just was like, din, 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 din.
No, like 100%, someone's going to die if you do that.
Guaranteed no one will die. Watch, I'll do it to myself right now. Where's my pen? I don't have it here. We're in your house. I found it the other day. It doesn't work anymore.
Oh, I thought you lent it to Soraya.
Did I?
Yeah, she's trying to do some microscope experiment. Production value.
It's fine. I rejected her call. That's right, Katie. I rejected your call. She'll never listen to this. Actually, speaking of, what time are we at? I can't tell.
Almost an hour and a half. Is it time for In Business Yourself?
It's time for In Business Yourself.
Business. You're up. Finance. Marketing. And big on your portfolio.
Gets better with age.
So, my business idea, I wanted to tie it into this topic.
Mine too. I really hope it's not the same thing.
We send a giant net into space. Because space junk is a real problem.
Is it actually?
Well, it will be. Because eventually there'll be so much junk you won't actually be able to safely fly a spaceship out of Earth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you put a giant net in Earth's orbit, and it just collects space junk. And you don't even have to worry, because once it becomes heavy enough, right, when it's picked up enough garbage, it just crashes back into the Earth. And you sell the resulting meteorites as scrap metal.
Yeah, that's good, and that works because it's doing. The people would eat it up because it's environmentally friendly, and then on top of oh my goodness, stop texting me.
And then you add the recycling.
Yeah, the
element to it
recycling
too.
value as well. Do not disturb. Get wrecked.
Wow.
Yeah. See, mine was very similar. All right.
Mm.
You basically go find that diamond planet, and I assume there's like a gold and a silver one as well. And you get them, and you just bring back like tons of gold and diamond.
But wouldn't they all become worthless now that there's a giant planet worth of gold?
Yeah, but I'm the first one to get there.
Yeah, but like, what you'd have to do is you'd have to not tell anyone that you went there, so that the prices stay the same. Because if people know there's a giant planet of gold,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, well, why would I pay that much? You've got a planet there.
Didn't a gold like meteorite fall to Earth or something? Was that a thing I saw?
Yeah, that's how gold exists.
Obviously, but
Gold
like,
doesn't exist on Earth.
obviously, but like recently
I
there
don't
was
know.
like
I
some
don't even
dude
know
in
if
his
that's true.
backyard was like, "Oh wow, it's definitely a meteorite. That's a gold meteorite."
I don't know. That's like that. Imagine if his house got destroyed, but then it's a gold meteorite,
So he's like, "Oh yeah, all right, give me that."
and then he sees the price of gold, and he's like, "Oh, I could."
Gold is still pretty heavy. Like,
Yeah, I guess it depends how big the meteorite is.
yeah, if it's like a big old like,
I don't know. I mean, like, well, let me look it up. But yeah, you need to do like those diamond companies do and artificially inflate the value, even though you've got so much that
Yeah, of
like
course.
no one's ever going. Or you build a giant space jewelry factory.
yeah, that would work.
Because you got gold, you got silver, you got
Diamonds.
diamonds. That's pretty much everything you need for jewelry. You put some dye in the diamond, so you can say, "Oh yeah, that's a really hard ruby." Yeah. What was it? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, gold.
Diamonds and gold.
Okay.
The price of gold.
20-kilogram gold.
Yeah, 20 kings
value.
to destroy a house.
Well, at that speed.
Yeah, and on fire and hot. Yeah.
Of course, I have to go through the actual website.
Yeah, I know, right? Bloody
I
hell.
hate that. Like, I just want to type it in, and then it shows up at the top of Google.
I love it when it does that.
Okay. 1 kilogram. This has got too many numbers. I can't read it.
What, like too many zeros on the end of it? Because it's
No,
like
no,
50,000.
no. It's like all. It's all.
So it's like 50,000 a kilo, 5,000 a kilo or something.
Let's see.
Yes.
Okay. I was way off. The current price per kilogram of gold in US dollars is $41,000.
Yeah, so it's like 50 grand.
So if there's
I
20,
was so right.
so wait, 20 kilos,
20 times 40.
20
2 times 4 is $800,000.
Oh, you could definitely buy an American house with that money and a little bit of change.
You could buy like just a garbage house here.
Actually, or you could just buy a nice house in like Barrel or something. Oh, actually, Barrel's
That's a
expensive
heaps
now.
good deposit though. Like
Oh yeah, like if
if you said to her,
if you put 820 on a 1.2 house
oh yeah, they'd be like,
as
oh,
a
hell yeah.
deposit, they'd be like, oh, you know what? Forget about the loan. It's on us.
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Yeah,
I wonder if that's a thing. Could you get a house for cheaper if you pay in cash?
you can't pay for cash. You can't pay with houses with cash.
And see, that's the nanny state. Am I right?
Well, I mean, $1 million in cash in $100 notes because that's the biggest one we have, right?
Oh,
So
okay, yeah. I
10
see the.
10 100s is like quarter of a centimeter thick, so that's $1,000. So let's say 10,000 is 2.5 centimeters. 100,000 is 25 centimeters. So that's like that, right?
Yeah.
That's like 3 dodgy briefcases and a half. 3.5 dodgy briefcases full of hundreds.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, not like dodgy briefcases and like, but like the silver.
So wait, are
ones
you
that
saying
get
that
handcuffed.
it's impractical to pay for a house with cash, or
if you
it's
went
illegal
to,
as well?
If you went to someone and was like, if you went to a real estate agent, actually skip real estate agent, they'd be like, yes, cash, give me that.
Oh yeah, because if you went and you said, "Look, can I under the table buy this house with cash?" They'd be like, "Yeah, sure. Let me
Yeah,
go
sure.
bury it in my backyard."
Yeah, if you went to someone and was like, I want to give you $1.2 million cash right now for your house, and then you just like had like 10 briefcases handcuffed to you.
Well, with that much money in cash, in cash, let me point out, you could probably afford to have people carry the briefcases for you.
No.
You could hire 10 dwarves
Look,
to each carry a briefcase.
to save money on a house, you've really got to grind, like
Penny
gouge.
pinch.
Yeah, penny pinch.
Yeah.
So you can't afford those dwarves.
What about like just some short people, like Danny DeVito short?
You're still paying someone. See, it's too much money. You really got to squeeze every penny, even though we don't have pennies here. Got to like.
We used to.
We did. It's still legal tender.
I have a 2-cent coin in the. I don't have a coin collection, but I have a coin jar where I keep all my change, and somehow there's a 2-cent coin in there.
I remember finding one in the backyard, just like under dirt. I was like, huh, this has been here for 20 years.
At least.
Yeah.
The one I've got is like 1968 or something. I was so disappointed it wasn't 1969.
What's the oldest coin you found?
Probably that one.
Oh, no, I'm going to look at the coins I have in my wallet. All 2 of them. All the money I have.
The funny thing is looking at really old coins and then seeing how young Queen Elizabeth looks on them.
Oh, and she's gradually getting older.
Yeah, and like you look at a newly minted one, and like she looks like she does now.
Yeah, I should get like one of the old dodgy coins I get at work. Yeah, 2014, 2010. That's no fun.
Oh, that's another thing.
That space.
No, not about space.
Well, that's what the topic is. I guess
There was a royal wedding, apparently.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What were your general thoughts?
Look, I think the royals are stupid. I think in this day and age, you have a parliament, and you're literally just a figurehead of tourism. You might as well just be head of tourism, England. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And see, it's redundant because they already have a minister for tourism over there. Well, we have a minister for tourism. I assume England does.
No, I don't know.
But
England's like...
well, that said, a decent chunk of their government budget is the tax that the land tax that they charge all the nobility.
Wow, really?
It's like $6 billion, well, pounds or something.
I guess they make a fair bit of bob.
Yeah. So, like, they actually pay for themselves just through the land tax.
Wow.
So, like, they're not losing money off the royals.
I figure
But they would if they all the royals became private citizens because they couldn't charge that same rate on their land.
Yeah.
Because there's some like
royalty fees.
If a whale gets beached in England, it becomes property of the Queen.
Wow, imagine all that whale oil.
She also owns all the swans in England. I'm guessing. I think it must be like a conservation thing.
Yeah, probably.
So if someone poaches a swan, it's you stole from the Queen, they can give you a really harsh punishment.
They can slap you in irons and throw you in the brig.
Yeah, it's like how army dogs outrank their handlers.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so if
you
you're
can't
like
really take orders from
if you're a sergeant, your dog is a staff sergeant. So because if you abuse the dog, they can charge you with assaulting an officer or like assaulting a superior like rank member.
Smart.
Yeah, and then that's like actual jail time.
Yeah. It's like
which is good because I don't think it's jail time if you just you assault a dog in normal. I think you just get. I don't even know what happens. What is it illegal to abuse animals?
House arrest or something. It's probably something so much. It wouldn't be as low as a fine.
You're forbidden from owning animals again.
Yeah, it'd probably be that. It's like there was a guy in the States who DDoSed Visa or something, and he couldn't touch a computer for like 5 years. That was his sentence.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So it's actually really funny what he did. He basically he wasn't allowed to touch.
We don't want to ban computers. We're just talking about common sense computer control. Sorry.
Too
political.
Oh, not even like. Guys, come on. Just be smart about your guns. All right. Cool.
SMRT.
Smrit. All right. But yeah, he.
Do not try and get wax out of your ears with a gun. either.
Or wipe your brow with it.
Yeah.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Yes, do not. I mean, you can put the handle in your mouth. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just shoot yourself in the foot. But
Yeah, and like,
and probably break your teeth at the same time.
which toe would you lose if you had a choice?
Preferably none. But I don't know. What do you walk with? You walk with your index toe.
I'd take my middle toe out.
Yeah.
Then I'd have like an even balance on either side.
Yeah, you could really spread out the other toes. Let them branch out.
But that said, I'd lose my pinky if it was a finger that I was talking about. Like if the same question was about
Yeah,
which finger would you use, I'd lose a pinky.
I would lose the ring finger because it's the weakest finger.
And then you can go to bars and pick up women.
No, I'd just wear my wedding ring around my neck.
Oh, like Frodo?
Yeah. Not like put it over, like the ring itself over my head. Yeah.
Hey, Jared, how are you? And then you'd be like,
Yeah, no, I'd still have my wedding ring. Because, like, it's just the weakest finger. And, like, because, like, with your pinky...
like you can't move your ring finger. Well, I have a lot of trouble moving my ring finger without also moving my...
Okay, I have this weird thing where I can go 1, 2, 3... No, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Right? See?
Ah, that hurt.
See? I have this weird thing where I can like get my like ring finger up with my pinky finger still being mostly down. But like I know
I
I
can't do
knew
it on this hand, but I can do it on this hand.
I knew a guy that could have it like that, like completely closed, and he was like, "Yes, 4."
Like,
Yeah, like that. How are you doing that?
I don't know. I can't do it on this hand. Look at that.
Wow.
See?
Yeah, mine's like I got to do it like that though.
And it hurts you. Like,
Yeah, there we go. It's pretty much down.
I'm only just realizing now, your pinky is directly connected to your forearm muscle.
Yeah.
So you could get really big, like Popeye forearms, if you tied some weights to the end of your pinky.
Yeah. Just doing pinky curls.
Got to make sure you do the negative reps.
I do index and middle finger curls on my hand quite regularly. Or it's more resistance training. It's just clicking a mouse.
Well, okay, here's a semi-serious business idea. What if you had like a spring-loaded mouse that provided resistance when you clicked?
So you could get like mad, like
You get like
mad biceps.
you could get a
and,
decent like that part of your forearm, and then like really good finger biceps.
No, it'll be up here. It's up on your back.
Oh yeah, so you could get a really jacked like right arm, and then people would just think that you're like
Yeah, but you only use it on one
you're
hand.
very lonely.
If you were clicking on both hands, yeah, sure. Or here we go. What about a really resistant keyboard? So you had to be like,
Yeah, you'd get really good forearms with that.
yeah, you get like
Well,
massive.
if
like,
you touch type, if you're like one of those old people that does that,
like the hunt and peck, yeah.
it infuriates me when I see people type like
And
that.
you know, yeah, it's called the hunt and peck, right? And so on smartphones, I hate it when they've got it in like their phone like in their hand, and then they're like using their other index finger, their other index finger to rather than their thumb. Get RSI, you old person. You'll get it in your
All right, I've got another idea.
yeah.
Maybe business idea, maybe just an idea. You go to a country that doesn't have smartphones.
Yeah.
I think that's rare nowadays, but we go to a country where they
man,
don't have
African tribes
smartphones, and then you do thumb wars with everybody for money. Like you become a thumb war hustler. Because they're going to have weaker thumbs than you because they don't do they don't text.
Curls.
And you'd have a faster thumb too, and a more like dexterous thumb.
Yeah, so you'd be able to like.
So you bet money with people, and like foreign people love gambling, obviously.
I mean, just
That
people in
was said
general.
mostly in jest, by the way.
Well, I mean, people in general like it, and there's more foreign. People.
Everyone loves gambling. Even people who like don't like gambling, they still like to make bets with friends.
Oh yeah.
I don't like.
I mean, I won't be like.
I wouldn't go with like bet 365 or whatever, and like
Yeah, or like.
what did I give them
Sports
advertising?
bet.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to like a betting website or like a casino.
I'd be like, hey Ronald, I bet you can't get with that woman, and I would win that bet
Almost all the time, yeah.
because as we've had to say last podcast, and I'm really
prefers men.
sorry, Ronald. Look, Ronald is no longer interested in sex.
With women.
With women. Men, I assume, I don't know. Men have a go at Ronald. But yeah, look, I'm really sorry about that, Ronald.
You no longer need to lock up your daughters.
Yeah, you can unlock your daughters. But yeah, no, it's no longer interested in sex. It's really sad when that happens to someone because
Well, I think he's actually becoming a monk.
that makes sense.
He's gone like the entire opposite of his party. I was going to say party boy, but that's not. It doesn't quite cut it. And party man doesn't quite cut it either. I think
party
manimal.
Oh,
Party manimal.
party manimal.
Part
Yeah,
man, part animal.
I think yeah, Ronald the ex-party manimal. We need to have him on. We should have him on.
Yeah.
Ronald, when are you free?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
you
just
can
chuck
you
us an
write
email.
write in permanent marker on your phone and we'll get it.
He's our biggest fan.
Oh yeah, I mean Katie says doesn't even listen to the podcast.
See, we'll know when she listens to this one because she'll say, "You guys got a sponsor?" And she won't even have listened to the whole thing.
No, but that's the thing, right? So what I'm going to say, Katie, when you listen to this, text me or say to me, XYJ48B, and that's the only way I'll know that you've listened to it.
Is that the code for today?
Yeah, that's the code for
Today's confirmation code. This is like the nuclear bomber, and then they like open the package in. They open the secret document with the key, and then they pull out and like, do you have the same code? X, Y, Z, blah blah blah. And then they have to compare the codes to what they got on the radio, and then they're like, okay, it's go time. Is that what they say when they go to blow up a country?
I have no idea. They've only really done it once.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you count Mexico in the desert, but yeah.
They didn't do it in Mexico. New Mexico they did it in, but not Mexico.
Oh.
Well, I don't think in Mexico. No, they just built cars there.
I forgot what I was
Although
gonna say.
not anymore, because now they're outsourcing Mexican car jobs to China.
Classic.
And they're probably going to start outsourcing stuff in China to like the Philippines or something.
They already do, like call centers.
Bangladesh.
I mean, it's just the trickle down economics,
With trickle being the sort of essential word there.
making someone do it cheaper.
See, this is why we need to find this gold planet.
Yeah, so we can just slap a tow rope on it and just pull it back to Earth.
Yeah, and then like any time you see some poor person, you're like, hey, you pull out a giant nug. Here you go.
Here's a nugget, and you just like throw it at them, and they're like,
Catch! You kill like 4 people with gold nuggets. And they think you're a serial killer.
the gold river nugget killer.
His method is he draws in homeless people with offers of gold, and then he beats them to death with a gold nugget.
Gold. Yeah. I think it's, I don't know. Do you reckon there is a gold planet? If there is a gold planet, then there has to be like something stupid.
Dildo
like a
planet?
carbon planet.
That's a diamond planet.
That's us. Aren't we a
A
carbon
planet made of carbon.
Yeah,
is
planet made of
a
carbon.
diamond planet.
Yeah,
We're not made of carbon. We're made of like mostly iron.
An iron planet.
Again, that's
Do you reckon there's a snow planet?
Pluto.
That's not snow. It's
Oh, yeah, it's just frozen.
just real cold, like negative 1,000.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's snow on this planet.
But do you reckon there's a whole planet of snow, like Hoth?
Yes. Yes. Because I saw one in this documentary called The Empire Strikes Back.
You mean Hoth?
Did they ever call it Hoth? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it's the battle.
There's
of
some
Hoth.
things in Star Wars where they're like,
They name it afterwards.
yeah,
Like Sheev Palpatine.
or like A New Hope. It was
Yeah, it
never
was just
called A
called
New
Star
Hope. It
Wars,
was just
yeah.
called Star Wars.
You know, it was originally meant to be called Blue Harvest.
No, that was the secret working title to prevent spoilers for. It was either one of the original trilogy, but not the first one.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Return of the Jedi was called Blue Harvest originally.
Oh, that's stupid.
Which, unpopular opinion, but I think I like Return of the Jedi the best.
It's good. I am an Empire fan myself. I am also a Revenge of the Sith fan. And then coincidentally,
It's a very good movie. Well,
it's a very 7.5 out of 10 movie.
yeah, it's a solid 7.5.
I don't know. It's Solo comes out next week.
Yeah.
We should do like a movie review thing.
Oh, that's never been done before.
Yeah, well, we could do it. Us doing it has never been done before.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
But like,
Well, we need to get in cooking yourself off the ground first.
oh yeah, have we made any headway on that?
Well, I mean, we just need cameras and.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to cut that out. I'm sorry. Spoilers for something that hasn't come out yet.
Actually, this seems like now would be a good time to tell people about the social media. Look,
Oh yeah.
and social yourself.
Smart Nation.
Smart Nation.
Hashtag Smart Nation.
I'm trying to make a hand symbol for it. I can't. Yeah, look, we have Twitter. If you do the tweets. Yeah, I know how hard. It's really hard to.
This is the hand.
It's really hard to.
What about this? No, I'm kidding.
You know what? Let's make it that Smart Nation. Look, email me. I'll tell you what we did. The gesture we made. But yeah, no. Look, Twitter. If you're so inclined on Twitter.
Hashtag Smart Nation.
Hashtag Smart Nation. Hashtag Twitter. Yeah, follow us there. Look, we have Instagram. We don't know what to do with it. We don't take enough pictures really.
Well, I mean, what I think people really want to see is Gary Vaynerchuk style videos where we just like, I don't know, we give them some motivation to get through the day.
Yeah, we'll put up some motivational speeches or something. We should do motivational speeches. That's what we're going to do on Instagram.
Yep.
I'll text Katie. Katie, my wife, is also our social media advisor, PR manager, and manager.
I'll have my people talk to your people.
Oh, you have a manager too?
Well, I mean, don't we both have managers because, you know,
Oh, we work.
we work?
Yeah. Yeah, but like, yeah. We have, what's the other one we have? Facebook. We're putting up memes. Some of them are funny.
Some are at OC.
Some of them are, right.
Some of them are just things Katie laughs at.
Katie laughs at, and then she's like, I should retweet this to the, oh, not retweet, it's Facebook. Share to the Facebook page. Yeah, what's the other thing?
Actually, they're mostly pretty good, though.
We have YouTube. We have it.
Like,
It's just a podcast at this point, but we will be putting in cooking yourself up there.
And once we get a decent camera live stream set up.
Yeah, we should. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll be live streaming on there.
Actually, I could probably mount it in that rack.
What?
Like a
video capture
like a
card or
video
something.
capture card or something. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Sneak peek.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll look. Honestly, if you've gotten this far, unless you've just
you're
left,
the real heroes.
you're the real heroes. Please send us an email. You know what? If we can, we'll have you on the podcast if you send us an email.
Yeah.
Not you, Ronald. Put it down.
Well, Ronald's already coming on the podcast eventually.
Stop it. Put the email down, Ronald. Good. All right. But yeah, no, look, send us an email, and if we can, we'll have you on.
Yeah, you can come on
we
Skype or
can't
Discord or something. We don't have Discord, but we'll make it work.
I mean, we could make an Insmart Yourself Discord.
We want to know about your life, especially if you do something like really interesting. Like,
Or even if it's not interesting.
what about the? Oh, that's true. Because
Like,
I don't know.
what if we got
I've met construction workers, which I think it's an interesting job, but Most people are like, oh, that's
whatever.
basic
You
job,
just put
whatever.
in bricks on top of bricks. Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have the craziest stories.
Oh yeah, they would.
It's like, oh yeah, this one guy, he was using an angle grinder, and then someone tapped him on the shoulder, he turned around, and he sliced the guy's face with the angle grinder.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's. But no, you look. Send us an email if you've gotten this far and you're actually still listening. Send us an email, not you, Ronald or Katie, because you did that as well. It's not funny. I mean, Ronald as well as, but look, we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe we'll put that up on the. That's the thing we can put up.
What?
Like we screen cap we take a photo of the email and put it on, because I think I responded pretty well to that.
Yeah. Well, I think. Well, one of the things we always wanted to do, but we didn't ever have any emails, was we would run like an advice column.
Yeah.
Most podcasts do that, but
well, that's the thing. We've actually just hit number 1 in self-help in this room, for self-help podcasts in this room.
that's true. I won't tell you about that other podcast I do. I don't actually do another
Tell you
podcast.
about the furry fetish podcast that we do now. That's called Inferno.
The only other naked podcast on the internet.
Yes. Yeah, no, look. Follow us on any of those. Subscribe to us. Smash that bell on YouTube.
Smash that thumb.
Yeah, smash
Or
that like button.
That little bird. Is that on Twitter? I don't even use Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't even use Twitter either. Katie uses it.
I'm gonna have to start. Although if I ever if ever it's like I could get a verified tick, I'd so do it. Just to have the verified tick.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'd lord it over people, and then I'd.
Do we have a verified tick? I don't think we do.
No,
We should get a verified tick.
you have to be notable.
Oh. I think we're more than notable, Michael.
Well, at any rate, we should pour some syrup on this conversation
We
because
should.
it's mostly waffle.
That's us from Insmarting Yourself, the number 1 trending self-help podcast in this room right now. Which we're trendy?
Oh, trendy.
Yeah, trendy. Yeah, we're good. All right, we're done. Press the button. Go.
Smash that stop button.
Smash that stop button.